And there it is. And now I will pass the word to Mateus. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carolina. Yes, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today with you. So, as Carolina already mentioned, my name is Mateus, and I will be telling you today something more about value proposition canvas. So, I hope that you are refreshed in some way. You have a coffee next to your water, because some work will be also anticipated from you. And the first task is please turn on your camera for a second. You can obviously turn it off after I will ask you to do so. And I just wanted to see your faces, and I will also need to use your hands, because I would like to ask you how many of you are you aware what the value proposition Canva is? If you're aware, you can do like this. Great. Okay, so some of you already. Oh, there's two people over there. Great. Great, Maria. Okay, thank you very much for this. So that's for me also the information that you got an idea about what we'll be talking about today. Yeah, let me just share my screen now. Okay, I hope that you can see it in a full screen mode. If it's not the case, just interrupt me, but I guess it's working how it should be. So, just to give you a reassurance that whatever I say today, it's not something that I just made up out of my mind, and I have no experience about it. So, yeah, I've been working with the value proposition canvas, but also different tools that we used for the business innovations throughout the years. Right now, I've been running several workshops for ATA Digital, for Regional Center for Social Policy, obviously also like this one for the projects, also internal training sessions for my company as F Success is right now, also for the universities, high schools. I have also the certificate of design thinking. I'm design thinking moderator, and this topic actual is pretty well connected with the design thinking itself. So you will see also in the next slides, the value proposition canvas, service design, UX trainings. That's also something that is in my portfolio. If you would like to reach me after this training, obviously you can use obviously Karina, but you can also scan this QR code. I will be happy also to share this presentation with you after today's training. So yeah, whatever you will be in doubt, just you can easily reach out to me. And just basic rules of today's meeting. Whenever you have any kind of question or doubt, just feel free to turn on your mic and just interrupt me. And obviously, I can see you still, but then it might be more comfortable for you just to know it and speak freely. So just few basic information about what you will learn today and what I will tell you about today. So basically, I will try to first explain what the value proposition Canva is and how you can work with it, with with the benefit to your business. And obviously, and I guess it's might be like very outspoken for you. I will share like examples of how this tool will have been already used and how you can use it in your own business. So that's about it. But first, there is always the question. I mean, we've got a lot of tons of trainings in LinkedIn, in any platforms that you can pay, and you have everything that you want. You've got ChatGPT, Gemini, so you can use it, and there is a tool that will tell you why. But for this one, uh, this training and this methodology and the why is quite basic, because 7 out of 10 ideas, that's a statistical factor. It's not something that I just brought to your attention. It's official data from Simon Kucher Consultants. 7 out of 10 ideas fail in the real world because teams launch something nobody wants. That's, I guess, very popular, especially in today's world when we are just crowded with the kind of tools that we probably don't really want, don't really need. But then there have been some people who invested a lot of money, a lot of time to do it. And then the question is why they failed. What was missing in their plan that this idea really failed? And just to give you a few examples of it, numeric one, and how we they wanted to change our minds. Here you will have like three examples. So the first one is from company RJ Reynolds. It's back in 1980s in the United States. So RJ Reynolds used to be like still is the company that was very successful in terms of the this production of cigarettes. Then they would like to go into this kind of e-cigarettes business. But the thing is that they invested quite a lot of money here, as you can see, and it was a flop. It was a flop basically because they have not put enough attention to what customer been saying. The review from the customer was that it tastes very bad. They didn't like it. So then the amount of money, what you can see here, it was have been wasted. Obviously, that's like a long story short. At the very end of this presentation, you will find the reference link so you can see the whole story. The second one is the startup, also from the US, called Juicero. So basically, they produced a device which was quite expensive as for this year that it was produced. That was connected or the part of the smart homes. That was able to make you any kind of juice you like. Obviously, when you have this kind of interior, like whatever you flavor would like to get, and then they invested quite a lot of money, and it was also the flop. And the last one is a Segway. The Segway, when they introduce this product, they say that it will definitely change the way we commute in the cities, especially. And the thing is, and the reality of today is, and you know it better than I do, but then there is small bunch of people actually using that for the commuting. Obviously, there are some people using it, like the security guards in the malls, but that's very narrowed. And the actual intention was that indeed it will change our ways and how we commute. So with this, I hope that you get my attention to that doing this kind of very simple exercise like the value proposition Canva might save you maybe from not that kind of investment, but for your particular examples might save you a lot of time, also a lot of money, as I suppose. So you will be able to use this tool also to facilitate your work and what you're actually doing. And I know that some of you are already familiar with the value proposition canvas, but here I cannot mention about business model canvas. Business model canvas itself, it's more broader picture how you will look at your company. That's what that Canva that you can see here. It's the official one from the Strategizer. Strategizer is the company founded by Alexander Osterwalder. So actually, the person who was co-author of that tools that I will be presenting today. Also, the value proposition canvas itself. So if you would like to see or hear how he imagined the value proposition Canva, you can just Google Alexander Osterwalder. He's a Swiss entrepreneur, and then you will get that from the, let's say, hand first experience of how he designed this value proposition Canva and business model canvas. So yeah, business model canvas. As I told you, it will tell you everything about your company in one paper, in a way. Uh, and speaking of value proposition Canva, the the value proposition Canva itself is somehow injected into the business model Canva. So without value proposition Canva, you in a way you cannot build the whole business model Canva because it's part of the bigger picture. So the first thing I like you to know from today's session, from today's workshop, is that business model canvas and value proposition canvas, it's very, very well connected. So speaking of value proposition Canva, what it is, it's actually this thing that you can see right now. It's divided into two parts. So on the right-hand side, the part about human being, so your potential customer, and on the left-hand side, your product. And as you can see, probably, there are three squares into each of these. So, and I will obviously go with you one by one with this one in the upcoming slides. For now, I just would like you to see how it looks. And basically, when we start filling in the value proposition Canva, we should start not how we read or how we write, but other way around. So we will start from customer jobs, then pays and gains, and only after this we'll focus on our left side, so the pain relievers and game creators and our product and service. Because here we would like to put a stress to what our customer wants, not what your product is delivering. Because what we can usually see in this business world and in a lot of flops that we observed is actually that you've got this guy or girl or whoever, the business owner, thinks that his idea is so great and breaking through that people need to love it, need to use it. But the thing is that people might not need it, and this scientist or whoever might be is basically wrong. So there's also like very very nice video also shared by Alexander Osterwalder about Silicon Valley sketch. So when there is the conversation between the scientist who just invented something and the person like who did not have any kind of idea what he invented, and then he just saying that he invented something like totally breakthroughing using kind of moleculars, etc., etc. And then this person asking why customers might care about it. So he actually repeated himself because I invented this something that is molecular and is breaking through. So it's like a vicious circle sometimes. Very deep. I will go very deeply about value proposition Canva and each of the models after this slide. But what I would like to put a stress on here, you can see those three yellow boxes. That when you will fill this value proposition Canva for your customer or for your product, try, I'm saying try, sometimes it's not feasible, but try to quantify it in money value, in the percentage value, and in a time value. Because then it will answer your product might answer the actual pain or gain by the customer. So just imagine that the pain might be that I wait in an online store for 10 minutes. Okay, so the waiting time is 10 minutes. That's the pain of the customer that I just invented. So then your pain lever could be that this customer will wait not 10, but 2 minutes. So still you will have this aspect of waiting, but it will be limited. So that's why the quantifying aspect is extremely important here. But what's even more important, and I guess you already, let's say, grabbed this, is the fit between one another. So the fit between your customer profile and your value map. And fit should be not with every single pain or every single gain of the customer. You should basically focus your product or service characteristics on the most, let's say, visible gains and visible pains. So there is nothing like the product or service that will cure every kind of pain and gain the customer might have. There's nothing like this. There's no ideal things in the world. But at least you will try to address those pains and gains of the customers that are very important for them. So this one is extremely important. Yeah, and as you can see, these arrows go from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So when you really need to address everything that you offer to actual pains and gains. Customers usually do not care about additional features that you might have unless it's some kind of gain generator or pain reliever. So if you just invent some kind of feature that is not relevant, they will not pay attention. And sometimes you might invest a lot of money and a lot of time adding, I don't know, the flavor feature, which customer after all will not care about. So extremely important. And there are, when you will also Google probably something like business models or value proposition Canva, you will also see this great slide, I would say, that there are three types of fit. So today we'll focus more on this problem solution fit. So this one that we have indeed on paper, on a piece of paper, on our canvas. Then the next step will be the product market fit. So how my product interacts with the market itself. What are the actual pain relievers and gain creators? So that's how you interact with the market. And the final one, and that's also very well connected with what I told you in the very beginning, business model fit. Because at the very end, you will need to make a profit if you would like to be the company that's generating profit. Because I believe it's the aim of every business working in a commercial way to generate business, to generate money and profit in some point. So, customer jobs. And here goes your input into this training. What do you think? Which tool is better? Is it multi-tool or is it a hammer? Just your first thought that you have in your mind. You can speak freely, just unmute yourself. What do you think? Which one is better and why?
Well, I want to say it depends
Okay. It depends on what.
on the need,
Mhm.
perhaps, because on the left tool, there is no option to use the second one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah, indeed. That's the answer I would like you to provide me. So basically, it depends. It depends what your job is, what the customer job is, and how you like to address it. If you would like to really put something in a wall, then obviously hammer is more handy. You can do it also with a multi-tool, but multi-tool is not designed to put something in a wall. When you would like to open a can, then multi-tool will be much better. But at the same time, you are able to do it with a hammer. But the thing is that the customer experience will be way different. For instance, using a screwdriver to put something in your wall or opening a can using a hammer. Cool. So this one, also with this thing, I would like to show you that indeed in the previous slide, we've seen that we can see the different jobs that the people would like to have done. In this slide, the job that somebody would like to do is basically cutting the grass. Very simple task, okay? So you can use the sledge as on the left-hand side. You can use this manual mower. You can use the electric mower. You can use the automatic mower, or you can use an artificial grass, and you don't need to, let's say, cut the grass anymore. And the thing is that each and every piece of this device have specific value proposition Canva, have a specific customers that will buy it. meaning that they can coexist. They can coexist at the same time, all of them, because then you can imagine of something else that is cutting grass and still you will find the customers. So with this side, I just want to tell you that if there is something that is already existing, it doesn't mean that you cannot have a piece of the customers. You will have a new customers. You might have a new customers for your device. Okay, and very, I would say, popular story when we talk about value proposition Canva. Yeah, it was the research done by McDonald's uh, when they see a lot of people buying their products very early in the morning. The people have been alone at that time. So they just went to the McDonald's and they bought a milkshake, and that was the only thing they actually bought. And what your intuition to raise sales will be, uh, or could be, so I will just maybe add some kind of additional flavors to it. So I will raise my sales. So that was like initial idea of McDonald's. And actually, they also ask themselves why people are buying this. And then, what's your opinion? Why people have been buying or are still buying milkshakes?
Well, I don't know why people buy milkshakes or not, but you have to be a loyal customer of McDonald's to go and get this new product of them. So I think it addresses to them, to their customers that they have already, and they are trying to expand new products and do some upsells.
Hmm. Yeah, sure, that makes sense also.
And also,
Uh,
it's a trend nowadays. These liquids that they are full of flavor, and the customers, their target groups are, I think, youth, the new generation that they prefer not to drink alcohol. They don't like to drink coffee unless it has an added flavor inside, an aroma.
mhm. Yes. So you actually, Maria, you covered two things. So you covered assumption of McDonald's and you covered the actual proof why people have been buying. Because the assumption of McDonald's was that it actually tastes good. So people would like to buy it. But it was only an assumption. They just rented a company who actually follow the research about it. They go to the customers and they ask the customers why actually you are buying a milkshake very early in the morning. You are alone. You're coming and going with this out, and you're just driving away. And the answer was because it keeps me full until noon, and I can drink it while I drive. It was the actual thing why people in this particular matter, it was the research done, by the way, in the USA, why people have been doing this. So the assumption of McDonald's just adding additional flavor will not make any kind of difference to the customers because they don't care about the taste. I mean, some of them obviously might care, but it was not the principal thing why they actually bought the milkshake. The principal aim was that I can use my one hand to put it on my steering wheel, and the second one, I can drink my milkshake, which is actually good for me because it keeps me full. I don't need to eat breakfast at home. I can do it while I drive, and I will be full up until noon. Also about this one, you'll find a reference link on the very end. The presentation also I will share with Carolina, so she can also send it to you. But yeah, story is quite nice. And here, very important remark. It might be true. It might be true for the US market, but it might not be true for European or for, I don't know, Portuguese or French market because people are different. The cultures are different. The habits are different. So then you really need to ask yourself, what's your market, whether you address your innovation on a European scale, on the country scale, or maybe regional scale. And then obviously you go and talk to people that you would like to offer something that they would like to use. It's your assumption. Okay, so speaking of customer jobs, in customer jobs, we can speak about 3 different ways of these customer jobs. So it's usually divided into functional, social, and emotional jobs. So basically, the customer jobs is the thing that your customer is trying to get done using your product or service. So every time we try to, I don't know, use a glass, we'd like to make ourselves full, or we'd like to stay hydrated, or yeah, that's the aim of using a glass, okay? Or being like server with okay. So I'm not doing it from the bottle, but I'm just doing it from the glass, like right now. And functional jobs are, I would say, very basic one, and that's only by observation you can say that. For instance, there's an example, and you'll also see the different example in the next slide. But it's very basic one. So I want to learn just something new, and that's it. I want to do A and B. I want to commute from A to B. That's like something that you are doing, and it's a functional way of doing this. Then there is an aspect about customer jobs as the social one. I want to be admired. So right now, very simple remark just to give you an idea about it. So imagine people buying Tesla. Why people buy Tesla? It's functional. Okay, I commute from A to B. So why not buying, I don't know, Renault or Mazda?
Statement. I think they buy to make a statement that they belong
Exactly.
to. Yeah.
Exactly. They made a social statement. Look, I bought a Tesla. I'm not like any others. I have an electric vehicle. I would like to be admired, and you should admire me. Okay. So that's like an example of it. And the final one, also extremely important. I want to feel safe. And also a very important remark here. Whatever you will do this kind of exercise for your business, please try to focus on 3 of them. You'll easily find functional jobs in your cases. Yeah, or you've got this great device I've seen on a Remedies websites that are doing certain things. Okay, they are cleaning oceans from plastic, etc., etc. That's cool, but people might not care about it. Okay, we know right now that people care, so it's kind of social and emotional connected. So then you can obviously use it how you will merchandise it also, and how kind of features it will have your particular application. So examples and exercises, because we have like 20-ish or something minutes, so I don't want to really talk all the time. So yeah, I guess each and every one of us have already experienced this one. And for now, I would like your involvement in this exercise. And the exercise itself will be what kind of customer jobs you see in people, or you traveling with a taxi for a professional reason. So what kind of job you would like to get done by using a taxi, being on a business trip. I guess each and every one of you already experienced using taxis in business trips. So what was your job? What would you like to do while commuting taxi? We cannot hear you, Mike.
I said like somebody else instead of me speaking again, but it's okay, not to waste our time. So for me, the most important is like he takes the fastest route to take me to my destination. He's very professional during the drive. I don't have to listen to his music preferences. It's air conditioned, it's very clean, and I don't have to smell anything like I have eaten before you get in the car and stuff like this. And that's it for me, really.
Mhm.
And I've taken taxis from different places. I understand that there is different culture in every place you go. So again, you have to be very well informed as a visitor, as a tourist, into what you are expecting. So these new apps that you can find a taxi driver and go through his personal profile and also the rating from other customers is really a very valuable proposition nowadays.
Yeah, great, Mari. You actually also covered patent gaze here, but indeed, you covered it all. But like initial customer job, what I try to get done. First and foremost, I would like to find my taxi. Okay, so that's the first thing I do. Then I would like my card to work when I commute to be able to pay. That's my job because I don't want to be feel stressed when I know that the card is not working because it's not accepted by the system, for instance. Then obviously, yeah, very easy one, commute from A to B. Yes, sometimes eat because you know how the business travel are. It's tax is probably sometimes the only way we can eat something. So that's also a very functional one. And here it comes. Stay connected with my family. So when you think about the countries that not necessarily provide you with very easy access to 5G or 6G, or 6G maybe not, but 5G, so internet, but the taxis itself might get you the Wi-Fi. Oh, that's a game changer. That's a game changer for you because you can stay connected with your family or colleagues when you're traveling to the business meeting. Also, for some people, be eco-friendly. Why not using Tesla? Okay, instead of some kind of all diesels. When I can choose, when I will be able to choose, while I will see in my mobile phone or okay, here's the example. It's Tesla for €10 and it's diesel for 5. If you're eco-friendly, you might use or might consider using Tesla. A lot of Tesla's examples. I was not paid by Tesla, by the way. So just for it's for your information. Travel with colleagues. So then you can split the bill, for instance, if the app itself gives you this option. So you can split one recipe by 3 or 2 people, however you travel. And this is actually, Mary, you talked about. So I would like to feel safe. I would like to feel safe. And you also mentioned about it that you would like to see the, let's say, scores from the different customers. So this one will be actually the gain because the initial thing, why your customer, what is your customer? Do you would like just to feel safe? And this feature of how you feel safe, I feel safe by knowing that this particular driver have 5 stars. So this is your gain, and so your gain will be traveling with safety approved, let's say, drivers, and the gain creator. So in the left hand side of this part, value proposition Canva will be that the Uber or any kind of app will get a feature of stars, let's say, and then you know. So this is the whole picture on a very easy example. And be informed, yeah. So for instance, using Uber, you usually know the actual route in which you will be going. So then you will not feel that you're in some way tricked by a person that he's doing a turn on some kind of unnecessary roads. So this is about this. Yeah. Again, I would like, yeah, Marie, you would like to speak? No. Okay. Okay. So another example, and some of it already was covered by intervention from Mari. So I would just focus on it. You already know the customer jobs, so it's more or less something that you just already mentioned during this previous exercise. So yeah, I would like to control cost of the ride, pay for the trip, have a good contact with a driver. So that's my customer jobs. And then what are your fears? So Maria mentioned about it. I really don't want to, have this smell in the car, have unreasonable drivers, feel unsafe in a car. I really would like to have the car when I need it. So my pain is that indeed I cannot order any kind of car. That's definitely my pain. I need to book it in advance. So when you know that you are traveling, you need to do it in advance. So you need to plan it accordingly. Sometimes meetings can be prolonged, and then you are stressed because meeting is prolonged, but you've got your taxi ordered, and there's a lot of going on. And also on the another side of this customer profile, there are certain gains that you see when you travel. So basically, the tracking system. So you'll know where your taxi is, so you can still use this minutes to use the bathroom, to go there, to be relaxed, so because the driver will come in 3 or 4 minutes. You have the trusted driver, zero time for payment. You don't need to have your cash. Only thing you need to have is your card registered, and one-click order. And this one actually is the value proposition Canva for Uber, the real one, and very initial stage of their contribution to this sector. And then obviously on the left-hand side, you can see all the features that Uber initially decided to put in the app just to facilitate the customer pains and gains and jobs to be done. So as you can see, starting from the left, they decided that it will be mobile app. Okay, we all use mobiles in recent times, and it should be mobile app. There will be a variety of caps. So it's also connected with this previous slide when I told you that they will offer you not only diesels but also Teslas and others if you would like to use this different caps with different varieties. And obviously, as always, if you would like to have your customers with you all the time, then you introduce some kind of discounts. And then the pain relievers itself. So you remember the pain that I need to book it in advance. Okay, here you have 24/7 availability. You've got the app that is still and all the time going. You've got driver ratings, so it is connected with a bad drivers, but it is also connected with your gains. So you'd like to see the trusted drivers. Estimated time of arrival. So the feature in the app shows you exactly how much time you have left until the car or the cab will be in front of your house or the place where you ordered it. And then obviously the other game creators, navigation, trip on the map, automatic payment, rating system. So as you can see, starting from right-hand side, customer jobs, Uber very easily, I would say, make the whole picture to fit, because that's what we are looking for here. And that's what I already told you in the very, very beginning. So we are looking here for a fit that is done not to all of the pains and gains of our customers, but those that we consider to be the most critical and most vital one. And how do we know it? Is it the critical not? Speaking with the customer. That's the first thing we need to do. Okay, so yeah, I told you everything about value proposition Canva itself, but how on earth you should do it, or you should use it, or you could use it in your business. So here I just gathered a few of thoughts that I had, how you can do it. So first and foremost, you cannot do it alone, meaning that you really need to go and talk to people. Because that's also like referring to my very first example of this genius scientist that he has actually invented something in his lab and he would like to commercialize it, but he never spoke to the customers that would like to use it. There is also this very funny example, and I know you know about it. It's somehow contradicting, but then it's connected with Henry Ford when he established his first car. Do you know this one? When Henry Ford when Henry Ford was asked whether he was consulting the customer about why he invented the car. So the thing was that if you will go and talk to people at that time when car was not at all popular, what do you need to commute faster? What do you need to commute faster? The people will tell him, we need faster horses, which is not the case, obviously. The invention itself was something completely different, was a car. So you don't really need a faster horses. You need something new that will have within the way of commuting. So you will get this job done. So from A to B, but it's something like an innovation. And then obviously they did this job, whether people will really buy it. I mean, whether maybe they prefer horses, but then they just make this research about it, and really customers have been into it. And obviously right now we cannot imagine using any kind of different thing than cars, but it doesn't matter that in few years from now, we'll not be using other devices to commute, like a Segway, but it was a flop. So yeah, there is a lot of work that need to be done from the customer innovate from the business innovators here, talking to people. Then also speaking about the value proposition Canva itself, it's extremely practical and simple to use. You go to your customer, you ask him what he's doing, what he had a fear about, what he's happy about when doing stuff, and then you can simply use it. And that's a very important aspect of it. It's usually mentioned very in a big letters, I would say. It's visual. It gives you in one piece of paper in a visual way. So usually what I'm suggesting you to use is basically, when you have a possibility, use a blackboard, use a post-its, if not possible, use Miro, make it colorful so you will see the actual visual things into it. Then it's also facilitate collaboration, because I believe it's also the case in your businesses that you have, for instance, scientists, but at the same time you have people like developers, you have designers. So combining all of them into one, let's say, room, it will be only a plus for your company and for the product that you're working on. And obviously, that's also very important that you can have completely different value proposition Canva for different clients. You might have a product and you might have different clients into it, just adding by the features. And then final one, what you will need to do, and I guess you know it already because the startup ecosystem itself, it's all about it. So iteration. Probably you will need to go to the very beginning multiple times. Then you'll need to do it again. But only thanks to this, you get this knowledge, you get this feedback from the customer, but also from your internal team that you are working on. Yeah, here we've got the whole list of pages, tips, and tricks. There is the Strategizer official value proposition canvas. You can download it and you can use it. And yeah, that's all from my side. But one thing I would like that you will promise me to do is, only for the sake of doing this, only for the sake of making Mateusz happy, please download it or print it out and even try to fill it in with your business or with your idea that you have. And I can guarantee you that it only will give you more answers than questions. But if it got questions, it's even better for you, because then you will know how to, redesign it in a way. So that's all from my side. Yes, Mari, please.
What about niche products? Do we do the same process or do we have to consider something different?
Yeah, I mean, niche products is basically that you just narrow down your customers. That the customer, the critical mass of customers will be narrowed down. So yeah, the same way you can use it in every, let's say, business you are working on. Is it for the masses or is it for the very specific customers? You can use it, but then obviously you only concentrate on those very specific, very niche market.
Yeah, but now we just saw the problem solution fit.
Yeah.
So the niche market is about again problem solution. Is this the concept, or it's more like a product market fit?
So this one, the value proposition Canva, is something that you really will see on a paper. Then another step you'll need to do is to have a business model for this. So then you need to see what the revenue are, what are your costs, and then you only see whether this concentration on niche market will guarantee that you'll be still on the surface, not underneath. So this exercise here is basically you just get feedback from the customers and you see, okay, it can work, no problem. But then you ask yourself, okay, so but how much my niche market will need to pay for this? And then you say, okay, they will need to pay $5,000. Nobody will pay for this. I mean, depending on what you are doing, but imagine nobody will pay for this. So value proposition Canva was great, but business model Canva was a flop because you've been not able to make a profit with your niche market. Is it?
But to go itinerary again.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And obviously going into this next step. So as I told you in the very beginning, value proposition is part of business model. In business model canvas, you can also see it online, the Canva itself. You really have all the information you have about your company. So like the channels, when you will sell it, your relationship with the customer, what you will be doing, how you will try to find this niche market, everything that you should be doing as the business owner, you will find it on the business model Canva. So this is like a next step. So that is why I told you on the very beginning that this value proposition Canva is something that you will know about your product or service on a paper. You still don't know whether it will work in your real world because it's not yet business model Canva. So this very final piece of it. So you don't know whether there will be business model fit. Great, thank you, Mary, for this question. Yeah, and I can see hands raised, Paul, sorry.
Hi, I just wanted to ask, we use this if we even have like a circular business model, which is providing a product as a service, which means that you provide the product, but then you collect and then you provide it again in a way. Do you also use the same templates?
Yes.
Doesn't make any
same.
difference. And for
Really
the business model canvas, you use then the same templates because usually the business model canvases they follow a linear approach to the business to the product, that the product is out there and then you sell it and you don't involve yourself with it anymore. But in the circular business model, you still have the return part, which is another.
Then it really depends on your business model because then you can imagine that you are actually not selling, but you are selling the subscription, for instance. So you have a subscription fee. So you are not selling the actual product, but you are selling a subscription. And so this, what you're referring to, is basically already connected, like Mari's example, with the business model itself. So that's like a different, let's say, workshop that we can be doing. The value proposition, something that I told you today is something, let's say, it's not theoretical. It's not something that it's not true. It is true. It is true. What are the pain gains? What are customer jobs? So it is true. But at the same time, it does not give you an answer whether it is something that will be profitable, because it's not the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise is just to find the answers or find the features in your product or service that will address pains and gains and customer jobs of your customer. So that's the, let's say, initial and one reason why we'll be doing this. The different story is about how we make profit out of it. When we have really considering niche market, maybe we should change, I don't know, whether we'll not do it as a product, maybe as a service. Maybe it might work how big actually the market is. So it's also connected with the market analysis, because your niche market might be niche in your country. That's cool. But then if you consider expanding like Europe or the foreign countries, then from niche, you go to, well, actual numbers. But at the same time, it's niche. Yeah, so, it's like a next step. And I hope if you like it, this session of today, we might consider doing a follow-up with Carolina about business model itself. Yeah, so I'm really open for this. Any more questions?
Thank you.
If not, because I can see it's already 12 CAT at least. Yeah, I'm very happy that I was able to share it with you. And if you have, in the meantime, any kind of questions, you can obviously contact me directly. You can also contact Carolina, and I will be happy to provide any answers that I will be able to provide you. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mateus. Thank you, everyone attending. I do believe this was a very insightful presentation, and yes, we will evaluate the possibility of making a follow-up on this on business model canvas. We do know that that could be very helpful for you guys. So we will keep in touch. And we will shortly send you the presentation and, as usual, the evaluation form to help us to improve the next ones. So I wish you all a great day. I will stop.